Welcome to Inside the Yankees. I'm Nancy Newman. On this episode, we will take a look at all of the charity initiatives the Yankees organization has participated in. From the Aaron Judge Foundation to Sabathia's Pitcch in Gala, the Yankees continue to touch the lives of so many. We begin with a look at Hope Week. This year, Hope Week saw the Yankees team up with Bottomless Closet, a New York-based nonprofit empowering women to enter the workforce with confidence. From clothing and accessories to even interview coaching, Bottomless Closet helps women take that next step towards independence with genuine help and understanding. Yankees players and staff were on hand turning compassion and empathy into action. It's more than clothing, it's the soft things, having a place to print your resume, knowing what to wear, and having someone be your hype girl.
There's a lot of really important women in my life, so just being able to come here, it's really fulfilling. Just helping these women just get equipped with wardrobe and confidence to go into whatever job they're trying to pursue.
It's a great resource for people that don't have the experience, the job experience or interview experience. It's kind of a one-stop shop where they can come, look professional, get interview help, and have great resources to go out into the workforce.
It's really cool to watch the Steinbrenners give back. They're so great about making sure they're making an impact in the community, and they're picking such amazing organizations. We got to be a part of yesterday and today, and so to just see what they're doing in the community is really awesome.
For this place to do what they're doing for the women in the workforce, it's special, and getting to get a better perspective of what the struggle is for some women trying to enter the workforce, whether it's getting clothes for interviews or just getting the resume done the right way. This place is doing a great job.
Here at Bottomless, a lot of people have similar experiences, being a single mom, taking care of kids, being homeless. And we're all really able to connect it with each other in a way that's more understanding. And it's not just, oh, too bad. It's more of a, I understand, I see you, I feel for you. This is what we can do next. This is what I had to do. This is what you can do next. And actually genuinely helping and not just offering sympathies,
There are many women in New York City who don't have any network of support. We have a lot of single moms who are in our world, and they're here in New York by themselves, possibly living with their child in a homeless shelter. And they may be able to secure a job interview, but there are so many soft things that people don't think about when they're going on a job interview. The clothing, having a resume, having a place to print out a resume, and really knowing what to wear. It's not just the clothing, it's knowing what to wear. And having someone be your hype girl, right? And really hype you up so that you can do it. And there's so many people who need that help across this city. And we're the place where they can find it.
Wednesday's celebrations continued across the street from the stadium, honoring the Valerie Fund. Almost 50 years ago, Ed and Sue Goldstein started their nonprofit in honor of their daughter who passed battling bone cancer. Now, each year, they provide medical and emotional care for more than 6,000 children in New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia. Yankees players, coaches, and executives joined pediatric cancer patients, survivors, and their families for a karaoke party together.
They're saints for what they have done and what they've created, and then now all the people that are working in their various outposts that they've created now under the umbrella of the Valerie Fund, but they need help. They continue to need more funding and support so they can continue to push the initiatives necessary for these kids in need.
We don't know of another network in the country as large as ours where there's 8 hospitals, soon to be 9, where all those positions are being funded. Doctors and nurses are being paid for by the hospital because it can get sent through to insurance. None of these other positions can be paid for by insurance, and therefore a donor has to pay for them. And in these 8 and soon to be 9 hospitals, we are that donor network that pays for all those positions.
My best friend lost their son to Ewing sarcoma, which is ultimately what started this. When Valerie lost her battle, over 50 years ago. But it turned into so much good because they provided so much for so many kids, and in the pediatric cancer world that sometimes can't get the help. They've just been doing great work and taking, a tragedy and a tough moment and turning it into positive.
It's really great to meet them, great to be with them, and I'm so happy to be part of an organization that
obviously continues to support and to donate to it.
I really like it because it takes your mind off what is really going on, and you don't have to think about what could happen, and you could just focus on the happiness that is still there and that hope is not lost.
On the fifth and final day of Hope Week, the New York Yankees honored Brian Worthington, founder of New York Metro Black Pilots of America, a nonprofit organization which introduces underserved and underprivileged communities to the aviation industry. Yankees players and coaches, as well as NYMBPA volunteers, got to learn about aviation, utilize Redbird flight simulators, and tour the hangar at Vaughn College.
So this is amazing. I didn't really know anything about Hope Week until this week, until they reached out to me. But just having the opportunity for the players to come out, for us to meet the players, when does that happen, right? So we don't get opportunities like that in our communities, and we put all this work in, and I pour my hard work and heart into aviation, and you don't look for things in return, and just for them to give this token of appreciation is beyond my expectations. So this is everything to me.
It was so cool today, be here and be able to hear from this guy, the guy that speaks first, amazing story, and this is really cool stuff. Be able, as a team and as the Yankees, help people and come to meet them, and spend 2 hours today with them. It's really cool. When I was young, I was like this kind of stuff, planes and whatever, and be here getting the simulator was really cool.
Very eye-opening too. Just be able to hear Brian's story and see what he's went through. I feel like anytime you hear stories like that of perseverance and not everything going your way right away, but in the end getting to a goal, maybe one that you didn't see coming, but a goal reached, is really special to hear that story. So I'm glad that the Yankees are providing some publicity for that.
When you think about people like Brian, this is someone that is a decorated veteran, a decorated police officer. He could go sit at the house and rest on that. And he goes, no, I still want to figure out a way to pour into people. The idea of being able to be brave enough to set up an infrastructure to put that in place. This New York Black Pilots Association, that doesn't exist without him.
So one thing is never give up. Never think that things are tough. If it's too easy, then maybe it's not for you, right? You got to go through the struggles, and the struggles are just making you a better person. So to get into the organization, or if you're interested in flying, come and take the opportunities to join some of our programs, and we can definitely get you in the air and spread your wings.
Hello again, everyone. Jack Curry here with another edition of Jack's Packs. I have got baseball cards in front of me. That makes me happy. That gets me excited. I feel like a kid growing up in Jersey City who would run to the candy store, open up a pack of baseball cards. You know the drill with Jack's Packs, though. I open up a pack, I pick out a card, and I promise you, I will tell you an interesting story about one of the players in this pack. We're going to a pack from 2025 here, and let's see what we end up with. See what kind of stories this pack might yield. We're going to start out with Ronald Acuna, so we're starting out strong. We have Randy Arozarena. We have Anthony Volpe. Might have to put this one off to the side. We have Jock Peterson. We have Isaac Paredes, Alec Boehm. We're going with Matt Chapman of the San Francisco Giants, George Springer of the Blue Jays. How about this double dip? Yankee fans aren't going to want to see this, but the pack yields what the pack yields. Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman. Yankees didn't want to see them in 2024. And Christian Yelich. But guess what? We're going back to the young man from New Jersey, Anthony Volpe. When he won a Gold Glove, I interviewed his dad about Anthony's fielding prowess. And his father, Michael, told me a wonderful story about how he thinks Anthony became such a strong defensive player. Growing up in Manhattan, they used to go to a park at 96th and Lexington. And there was some cracks in the sidewalk, and it wasn't the greatest field, but Michael Volpe would hit ground balls to a young Anthony Volpe. And he believes that with all that young training, it was one of the reasons that Anthony became so athletic, so agile, and was able to field the ball flawlessly. And if you look at the way Anthony plays defense right now, he does play it with a freneticism. He does play defense at a very high rate of speed. So I can only imagine what it would be like for Michael Volpe to think back on those days at 96 and Lex, and now show up at Yankee Stadium, and there's your son. He's the shortstop for the New York Yankees. And by the way, he owns a Gold Glove, and he's trying to make sure he can win some more.
Welcome back to Inside the Yankees. I'm Nancy Newman. Let's take a look back at the Aaron Judge All Rise Foundation's annual summer baseball camp. Countless kids growing up as Yankees fans dream of being Aaron Judge. Hundreds of them had the one-of-a-kind opportunity to learn from number 99 himself.
I want you guys to all embrace it, have fun, because if it's challenging you, that means you guys are getting better. You know, this is a game that I love, a game that you guys all love, so let's go out here, have some fun today, and learn some good skills, okay? All right, guys, so thank you so much, and let's get this thing rolling.
Boys and girls from 1st to 8th grade, and even Garrett Cole and his family.
Where's my five? Where's my five? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Joined the Judge family at Fordham University for the All Rise Foundation's Baseball Pro Camp.
Yeah, my mom and I just kind of dreaming it up back in, 16, 17, finally getting it running in 18. We dreamed about, days like this, moments like this. We never thought we'd have this type of turnout. You never know what it's going to turn into, but, getting a chance to work with pro camps, and, they organize it so well, get so many great kids out here. This is something special. It's one of my favorite days of the year, besides opening day and the start of the postseason.
Aaron said from the beginning, I want this to be an intimate camp. It could be 3,000 kids if we wanted to. He says, 200-ish, because he wants to be able to take the time to shake hands and make some kind of a personal contact with each child.
Now, this is just your direction. Either we're going to third base or we're going to first base, okay?
It's fun, just seeing the excitement on their face, the joy in their face, the smile on their face when you come around, and seeing them kind of all show off a little bit when we come to their group, and I think they're all excited just to hit home runs off of me, really, but it's a blast.
This camp sold out in an hour, and we have more than 400 on the waiting list.
It's just an opportunity to get out here and spend some time with some great kids, teach them a couple lessons, either baseball lessons, life lessons. I think that's what the most important thing is, coming out here, they build up some confidence, they got some great stories they can go back and tell all their friends at school, and I think it's just helping them kind of, take that next step and just being great citizens.
This is the 6th year Judge has held the camp, twice in his native California, once in Queens, now 3 straight in the Bronx.
Just as much as they're learning lessons or having fun, I'm doing the same thing. I'm learning from these kids. I'm out here having fun. It brings a smile to my face, and it's just a special day. It's learn a lot, have some fun. Each year is so different, like you said, from the times at Fresno to Linden to my couple times here in New York. Each year is so different, but it's cool for me seeing a lot of familiar faces. Kids keep coming back to the camp, so I think we're doing something right.
Good job, you guys! Oh my gosh, how are you? Oh, and where's Mama? To do anything, you need to have an education, whether you're an adult or a child. You need to learn how to read. You need to learn how to be a team player. All of those characteristics that good citizens have, we're here to help with that and develop those skills.
Yeah, for me, it really started watching a lot of my favorite athletes. They all had foundations. They were all giving back, in some way or another. It could have been a foundation. It could have been different things they were doing, but they're always trying to give back. They were in a pretty blessed position, so I just kind of figured, hey, if I ever get an opportunity to be in a pretty special position like I am, I want to be able to give back to these kids and hopefully inspire them to do something good for their community or do something good at home or do something good in the world.
There's a lot of organizations that do similar things that we do. Aaron's a great example. The kids are a magnet to them. So this means everything to us and to those that are going to follow Aaron's pace.
If I make a difference, if one of these kids goes out there and does something in the world or helps somebody else out, even if it's tomorrow or 10 years down the road, I think we did our job.
Last week, Jazz Chisholm hosted his second annual Jazz Chisholm Foundation fashion show. Guests experienced an elegant evening featuring a red carpet, cocktail reception, live auction, and the Tunnel Fits and Kicks runway presentation. Proceeds support youth baseball initiatives in the Bahamas, Florida, and community programs in New York. A night where fashion and philanthropy collide.
I feel like it's just love that I get to do everything that I dream of, you know, the Rock Nation, the Yankees, I mean MLB themselves, you know, they allow me to do a lot, you know, and I can't thank them enough.
I think everybody sees the colorful side and colorful nature of Jazz, but I think what people don't see is just how big a heart this guy has, how much he cares about his teammates, everybody within his inner circle, you know, really good person, compassionate about others, and just a, you know, good old down-to-earth dude.
Yeah, so last year during the championship games, Jazz actually wore the school wristband to the games, which was incredible. To see him playing with the wristband on was a great thing. Then he said he was going to come back to the school and do something for the school, and he got us computers. And he's now working on getting televisions for the room. He's going to paint the room real nice, and he's pretty much adopted our school. And it's a great thing to have someone like Jazz come in who the children can relate to and do these things for our children.
He's just a great person that cares a ton about kids. You know, he was a kid that grew up and, you know, had people help him, and it's a wonderful thing with him giving back to the community, and it's just a pleasure to be here with him.
Pretty different, just like my boy Jazz, he's different, so so proud of him for doing this, for giving back to the community, and happy to be here for him.
You know, I think any foundation's great to show up. It's always for a good cause, and you know, for my boy Jazz, it's pretty cool, so I'm excited to be here.
It's amazing, you know. I can't thank them enough either because they let me be myself from day one that I got here. You know, they could have told me like, you know, like other places that I had to go to, but they just told me, hey, we want you to be yourself, we want you to bring that energy, and we want you to bring your style. So I can't be more grateful than to be a Yankee and thank them. We serve the communities in New York, Florida, and the Bahamas. So for me, it's just the places that I've been that I fell in love with right away, you know what I mean? The Bahamas, obviously, I grew up in the Bahamas, so I love my home. I grew up a little bit in Florida, but I played in Miami, and I loved Miami as well. And now in New York, I found love at first sight in New York. So to give back to the kids of these communities feels like giving back to my own community, you know, and like just to see kids smile every day just because of what you gave them, like they'll show you a glove that they've had for a year and a half that's beat up, but you gave it to them, you know what I mean? And they just, the biggest smile on their face, that just gives you butterflies. Like, that's nothing like playing a game. It's like the most genuine love you can find. So like, that's what I really do it for, you know?
The American Museum of Natural History was the place to be in New York City as CeCe and Amber Sabathia invited friends, teammates, and fellow Hall of Famers to the LegaCCy Gala, celebrating CeCe's induction into Cooperstown and raising money for their Pitcch Foundation.
It's been a fun summer. It's been a great celebration. But to be able to end it with a gala for the foundation is, you know, kind of what we're about. And, you know, Pitcch is our fifth child. We always say it's another one of our kids, and to be able to see it thriving in retirement is great, and to be able to see, you know, so many people coming out and still supporting us has been awesome.
I think for me, it's just truly celebrating CeCe, and I know he doesn't see it that way. He sees it as a fundraiser for our foundation, but we're honestly, everyone here tonight is to celebrate his career, to celebrate what he's done on and off the field, and that includes Pitcch. So of course, we're gonna raise funds for tonight to support our foundation, but most importantly is celebrating CeCe.
He's an inspirational guy. Him and Amber have been giving back since the very beginning. I don't think there was ever a doubt in their mind that once he got to the big leagues that they were going to make sure that they gave back to their community and the communities that they belong to.
They've really taken the reins of understanding that they're a big brother and a big sister to people. They're, to a younger generation, they're like uncle and aunt. But they've really embraced being the leader in the community, no matter where they are.
He could ride off in the sunset and do whatever he wants to do. He still sticks around here. He's still very involved in all the youth sports that I've seen him involved in. Obviously, this Pitcch Foundation is doing phenomenal work throughout the entire, I would say, country for that matter. So everyone that's getting the opportunity to see these type of things and getting a glimpse into CeCe, Amber, and their legacy, I think he's more proud of what he's been able to accomplish in this than a World Series ring or what he's able to do on the mound.
They are two of the most loving people I've ever been around, and genuine and open and honest about life and their struggles, but also the successes, and they want to share it.
CC really has, set a great example, not only on the field, but off the field and in the community. So we're like-minded in that regard. And we want to make sure that our communities are uplifted and that our children in those communities have the best opportunity to move forward.
The Sabathias shined their light on another Yankee ace, another foundation giving back to young people, giving the LegaCCy Award to Garrett and Amy Cole.
We were humbled and honored. The work they've done has been inspiring for us. Right when we met CC and Amber, it was obvious that their impact was not just on the field, it was the work they do off of the field, with their foundation, with the work they do for the kids in the Bronx. And that inspired us when we were looking to see what impact we can make when we're here in New York.